All roads lead to the vein.
Hey, and welcome to episode 96 of Shatter the Vein. My name is Brad Chmielewski, and this is a podcast all about vainglory. Everyone out there, you're lucky this week. We're having 3 episodes this week. We had the one with DJ Sam's on Monday. We had a Hammers Esports episode, and now we have a episode all about patch or update 1.16. And joining me to talk about 1.16, I have Boixoss joining me from Team Phoenix. Welcome.
Hello, Brad. Thank you for having me.
Did I say the name right, or it's actually longer? Correct. If you want to, if you want to give people the full name.
Yeah, it's Boixoss Nois.
Boixoss Nois.
But people have been calling me all different names, which is fine.
Right.
Voids, boxes, anything.
Where did the name come from? Because I was like, is it French? Is it kind of Eastern? You're like, I didn't know how the noise nice.
Yeah, it's actually from Catalonia in Spain.
Oh, okay.
I'm a huge fan of soccer,
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
especially the soccer club FC Barcelona. And
Okay.
the group of fans, like the hardcore fans, they call themselves the Boixoss Nois, which is the crazy boys.
Oh, okay. All right, crazy boy. All right, that's pretty fun. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for joining me on this. It's great to have a fellow designer here to talk through these patch notes.
Of course, man. It's a pleasure to be here and looking forward to make a fun episode to everyone of Shatter the Vein.
So people that don't know you or haven't heard your name before, you want to give a little introduction of yourself and what you do for Team Phoenix?
Sure. My in-game is Boixoss Nois, and my real name is Aziz.
Okay.
And I'm an electrical engineering student at California State University. I'm a senior right now, graduating this fall, hopefully. And yeah, I got into Vainglory back in December 2014,
Okay.
as most of the players are. When you see the
Apple
conference
keynote,
of Apple, the Apple Key conference, and I saw the game, I was like, this is interesting. I'm gonna try this out.
Okay.
And since then, I was hooked. Like, it's a lot of fun, and the community is great. And I started from there. I was playing casually. Then I started watching the streams and the pro players, and VGL started, and the community has got into this new level of competition, right?
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna be a competitive player, right? And I tried that. It was good. Like, I was POA gold and silver the previous
Oh.
2 seasons.
Well, that's awesome. Congrats, man. Congrats on
Yeah,
that.
thank you. And I got into Nemesis
Okay.
for a little while. Didn't make it to competitive teams.
Okay.
So I got out and I continued playing casually. Then I saw a tweet from Team Phoenix Twitter. It was actually retweeted by Gangster's main Twitter.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was a simple tweet. It said, like, Phoenix is getting into the Vainglory scene, and it's a new esports organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the logo. I was hooked. Like, I liked the logo so much. As a designer, like, I was criticizing everything in the Vainglory community. So I applied and I got accepted immediately. I talked to David, Closet Nerd,
Yeah.
and yeah, we shared the vision. We had so much in common, and since then we started this crazy journey of taking Phoenix to the next level day by day,
Oh,
which has been great.
that's nuts that you're one electrical engineer, but also like have this very savvy design, I guess, look and background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess how do you? I
How do
feel
I
like
manage?
yeah. How did the two go? How did the two go together?
Actually, it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. So I got into electrical engineering. I liked engineering. I loved math. So yeah, I just got into it because I liked math basically and physics. And it didn't satisfy my art passion at all.
Okay.
So I continued playing with Photoshop and video editing programs. And by the way, I was doing Photoshop since like second grade,
Okay.
which was my birthday gift from my father.
Oh,
He
nice.
gifted me a Photoshop 5.0 or 3.0, something like that.
Yeah.
And since then, I was a Photoshop guy. I loved it. I love designing. I love art. I love logos. When I walk in the street, I just watch the logos and I analyze every aspect of it.
Oh, cool. Okay. I've
So
so
it's a casual thing. It's a hobby. It doesn't go with electrical engineering at all.
sure.
Yeah.
But then the design side of like of Team Phoenix and even the recent VIS, like it looks really nice. Like you're doing because you are kind of in charge of this VIS look,
Yeah,
right?
I'm a
The
lead
image.
designer at Phoenix and VIS.
Hmm.
And talking about this, what I liked about Phoenix and Closet Nerd, especially when we talked about designing and the tasks that I'm gonna be doing, he gave me like full freedom, and that's what every designer
Right.
that's like every designer's dream is full freedom, and he trusted me 100%, and he gave me a chance.
Yeah.
So at the time, I couldn't let anyone down,
Okay.
and I took it so seriously.
I,
That's when it comes to Phoenix. VIS is a totally different story.
right. How's the VIS whole or set up with that been? Because I feel like running a tournament, like I'm sure you're just doing the design side, so you're not having to like always manage everything. You're just kind of having to produce content for it. But how's it been like putting that tournament together?
Yeah. VIS has been a lot of work, to be honest. It's a lot of work. But you love every second of it because you're doing the stuff you love, right?
Uh huh.
So, Closet introduced the idea of VIS to
Right.
the leadership of Phoenix, and we discussed it over, and we talked every aspect of it. So we made this great team of producers, led by Dragonborn, of shoutcasters, of a design team led by me with the amazing Cherry Bomb. She's a great designer, by the way.
Okay.
Shout out to her. And the crazy video editor, Fantastic. He's
Yeah.
amazing. And we have the management, the coaches. It's a huge team that's only working on VIS at the moment,
Okay.
and we're dedicating every moment of it to VIS.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people underestimate how much goes into a tournament. Like even before VGL happened, like the Kima and the guys at Halcyon Hammers, before it was Hammers Esports, they tried to
Yeah,
put together a tournament and like, stuff didn't work out, but just the whole management of, hey, we got to get players here to play. Just getting people to show up to play is its own ordeal, yet alone like making stuff to make sure it looks good so people want to watch it. Like that's a whole other aspect of it.
exactly. Like most people don't realize how much work you need to pull off a tournament, like a long-term tournament,
Right.
tournament too. Like a VIS is multiple weeks throughout spring and summer too, start of summer.
Yeah, so that's awesome that you guys are putting that on. Like kudos to you guys. Like I know there's people that say lots of good things, there's people that say bad, but I feel like you have to have both sides of that to make it better and push it forward. Like it's just
I really appreciate the words. Yeah, I mean everyone gets his share of trolling and
sure.
hatred, right? But you can't pay attention to that. That's not what Phoenix and the group is all about. We're all about the good vibes and being positive all the times.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, it's I enjoy watching it when I can tune in and see everything. I usually try to catch some of the replays and things like that because I'm not usually participating in the chat, so the replays are good enough for me. I just like to see the gameplay and the shoutcasting and the whole package. That's what I
Yeah,
enjoy.
it's a lot of fun. I mean, we spend so much time behind the scenes, but when VIS time comes, we're all online, chatting with people, having fun. It's a blast. I'm loving every second of it.
So it got moved back today because there was the 1.17 patch. Like what days of the week does it happen, and like what's the schedule for that?
So we are on week 3 right now, and the first 2 weeks and the following couple weeks too are gonna be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday every week.
Okay.
Match every game, and we have Mob Crush a game of the week, which is only streamed on Mob Crush. It's one game per week. So yeah, with the patch notes and the new update, we couldn't pull off the VIS today. So
Sure.
it's gonna be a double header tomorrow, which is exciting.
And then how many weeks is it total?
Now you're putting me under the
Oh,
spot.
okay. I should know
I
that.
can give you the exact number.
I should know this as the podcast reporter. How many weeks that the VIS is? Like,
It's 9 weeks
Okay.
without the championships week.
Okay.
So 10 weeks total.
Okay. So where you said we're at week 3, right? So okay. So
Yeah.
it's almost the time the season ends, right? So it almost lasts the whole season, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Very cool. So I know I want to jump in these patch notes, but I want to ask you like one more thing about Team Phoenix and the
Sure.
recent like trip to VIPL. Like Team Phoenix was going there over some other organizations. Like how's that been one for the organization? And like does it kind of I guess maybe legitimize you guys, maybe even more
Yeah.
so?
Well, we are so excited to represent North America in the VIPL. The whole team is so supportive to our guys in Korea. We have high confidence level when it comes to Phoenix participating in the VIPL.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. I think I'm putting my money on surprising everybody with Phoenix in the VIPL.
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate how much just the experience of playing every day, day in and day out, like how much that adds to your just experience and gameplay and scrimming with like Gangstar Sirius, who,
Yeah.
they helped push at that time Alliance forward to win. Like if it wasn't for Gangstars, Alliance probably wouldn't have won that. So,
Exactly. Yeah, well, one thing to say about that, we're fortunate to share a house with the Gangsters. I mean, the
Nice.
Gangsters are participating in the VIPL for the 3rd time. They know what to do, what not to do, what works in Korea. And that's a big advantage to Phoenix, and we're gonna take a full advantage of that.
and Iraqi knows where all the McDonald's are, so you guys.
Exactly. I mean, you saw the picture. That the first few hours he found McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be the new mascot of McDonald's soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Team Phoenix play. I'm glad to see that the NA teams are not having to play in the same bracket. So that's nice that you don't have to see your home teams like fight each other straight
Exactly. If we have to fight, it's gonna be for the final.
away. Right, yeah. Well, that's awesome. Really cool to see all the stuff Phoenix is doing, and and moving forward, excited to see what's on the horizon.
Yeah, the feedback from the community has been awesome, to be honest.
Cool. Well, should we jump into these patch notes? Like, I'm excited about this patch. Like, this is probably my most excited patch in a while.
1.7 is a historical update for Vainglory, to be honest.
Yeah.
So many changes, and I'm so excited about it.
Vainglory News.
At the top of 1.17 is, I think, Battle Royale. Like, this is the new game mode that's finally hitting the public queue. I believe on the dev stream, Playoff Beard mentioned that he doesn't think many people even got to play this in the private mode.
Yes.
Like we're both in guilds. Like we have friends. We create content. Like my friends list is pretty big. Like people, I get on. People invite me to games. They want me to play Battle Royale. Like I've played this Battle Royale mode. But Playoff said like there's probably a good portion of people that never even got to try this because they're very casual. They maybe have a guild, but they just get on for maybe one game every couple days. So having this in the public queue is a huge step forward for the game.
This is so accurate. I mean, I'm one of the people that couldn't play as much the past season due to VIS and my involvement in the designing team for Phoenix.
Okay.
So Battle Royale was perfect for me. It's just 7 to 10 minutes. So much action. It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Yet I couldn't play a lot of Battle Royale, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of the public queue for Battle Royale.
Mm-hmm. Anytime when you want to do a private game, you need 6 people. And you probably maybe someone spectating, but it takes a long time, like just to find maybe that one last person, that 6th person, and then by the time you find someone leaves, and you have to start the search again. So you often spend so much time just hanging out in the lobby, chatting to people.
Take 1 or 2 ranked games and head out. Mm-hmm. Continue designing.
So this is cool that it's hitting the public queue. I feel like that this is the first, this is the second step really for Battle Royale. I think this game mode will evolve. I think it will get its own map at some point. I have faith that Super Evil will give this justice more than just some walls blocking off the jungle. I think as a design aspect of the game, this is important. Like they should have this look great, and it shouldn't just be like a, hey, here's the cage match. It's basically the cage match of Vainglory.
It is, yeah. I mean, Playoff Beard, I guess it was Playoff Beard, today gave hints to a new map for Battle Royale.
You're right. Okay.
He didn't say that. He said, like, if people start playing Battle Royale all the time and we see, like, good feedbacks, we're going to consider making a special map for Battle Royale, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I think the player feedback in the private, the beta form was so good that they just wanted to push it out right away, that maybe the map wasn't ready yet. It wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some effort to pull off a new map.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I mean, that the dimensions are different. The size of the map is gonna be different. So yeah, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm. So anyone that's listening that doesn't know what Battle Royale is, what it is, it's a all random, all one lane. When you get into the match, you are randomly selected a hero. You can pick a skin now in the public queue, and then if you don't like this hero, you can re-roll for 30 ice. I'm not too keen on the 30 ice, but it's a way for people to say like, hey, I don't know how to play Taka. I really don't know, and I will pay, I think 30 ice equals what, like a 15 cents or something.
Yeah. I actually understand that. You don't want people spamming the re-roll thing, right? Mm-hmm. So if you pay 30 ice, it'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this once or twice.
Right.
But I've done it today twice, actually.
Oh, okay. See, I think the fun of Battle Royale is playing the people like, hey, I don't know this guy or this girl. I'm gonna play it. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. It's Battle Royale. Like it's even more casual than casual.
True. Yeah. It's all about fun and trying new heroes and new builds.
Mm-hmm. So 30 ice. Although it's money, I feel like I don't know if you ever played League of Legends, but they do like you earn rolls. So as you play more of their ARAM mode, you get rolls. So if you use one, then you have to keep playing. You play like 5 games and you get another roll to randomly select a hero.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So it's less about this like, hey, pay us in order to get someone you want.
Yeah, you play more, you get to choose another hero.
So we'll have to see if this 30 ice stays or changes going forward. But we did see some changes to Battle Royale where the gold trickle was increased from 10 gold to 15 gold, which is nice. And the gold trickle starts sooner, so people aren't sitting in base waiting for stuff. Oh no, it starts
Yeah,
later, so people aren't
starts
late.
30 seconds later.
Yeah, because I know I saw a lot of people just like, hey, I'll hang out in base and get that tension bow. So don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
I've seen that before, yeah.
But I'm excited for this game mode. I feel like it's going to open up for a lot of streamers. I think you may see streamers just playing Battle Royale. Like that's what they'll get on. That's what they'll do. They can do more games. Like I bet Shinkagen does Battle Royale days.
They do it at the moment, actually. Like the past 2 weeks, I've seen some streamers doing Battle Royale only streams, which is a lot of fun. Because some streamers like to get some of the community and subscribers to play with them, right?
And it's so much
And
less pressure.
yeah,
Right.
because everyone wants to have fun when you want to play with a streamer, right?
Yeah,
So Battle Royale with a streamer makes sense, and I like it very much.
for sure. So hopefully everyone like get out there, play some Battle Royale, play it so they make the map better, and we may see like heroes get balanced and tuned just for Battle Royale.
And give Vainglory and Super Evil Megacorp some feedback that
Right.
the involvement of Super Evil Megacorp in the community is outstanding.
For sure.
I mean, they listen, they change stuff for the community. It's great to be part of the community.
So if we say stuff on this podcast, maybe Playoff Beard or Can't, then they'll make some adjustments here.
Yeah, hopefully.
So next on the patch notes was a bunch of skins. We're seeing 5 skins get introduced with this update. 5
Yes.
different skins too. 1.16 came with 3 fortress skins. Like that was all we had. But this one has 3 characters getting a total of 5 skins. So I'm excited for that.
The skins for the heroes as a graphic designer is a huge thing for the game. Like I love it. I love the new skins. I love the new art. Everything about the skins is exciting and so much fun.
So yeah, last time we saw 3 fortress skins get introduced, and they were introduced like they were drip fed to us over the course of the patch. Like I think it was the last week we ended up with Fortress Tier 3, and they're doing this again with the Bone Cruncher Phinn skin. I don't love all 3 skins getting introduced in one patch, but
Yeah.
it's neat to see them all right away because Bone Cruncher Phinn Tier 3 looks awesome. Like he is like a giant, like I don't know, like a castle on his back. Like
Yeah, the Tyrant Eye or whatever you call it.
right.
The Tier 3 skin is amazing. Like I'm looking at the picture right now. The green flamey practical effects, the whole thing, the whole package is really pulled off.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I just want that. Like I don't want Tier 2 and 3, but then you got to work your way up to these skins. So
Yeah, if they introduce the skin like once at a time, like they used to, that it makes sense. So you could take one skin and play with it a little bit, then upgrade to the next one and play more. But I can see myself playing with all three skins of Finn.
yeah,
I love Finn, so I'm gonna play all of them.
yeah, it's a cool look, and I was wondering over the last couple of episodes, kind of talked about like how could Finn have a skin? Like he has no clothes, he's a lizard, he's got just a hook, and they managed to pull something off here. It looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's no clothes, as you said, and he's a lizard.
Right.
He's a huge lizard, by the way.
Yeah.
And he's so big on the fold. But I really love everything about the Tier 3 skin. It's so beautiful.
The other tier 3 skin that got introduced, we're seeing Vox, Cloud Raider Vox tier 3. This skin in game, like I've seen it on stream, I don't have it yet. I don't even know
Yeah.
if I have Vox tier 2, if that's.
Oh, you gotta get that soon.
But this tier 3 skin is pretty awesome because it even has it even adds something to the minions and the jungle monsters. It puts headphones on them. Like that's pretty hilarious. I like that.
That's new information to me, actually.
So when he uses his his ring, it's not his
His
sonic,
B?
his B. It adds
Yeah.
headphones to the jungle monsters, to the lane minions. So yeah.
Oh wow, that's gonna be awesome.
So you got to be like close on them. Like you should really see them in like some of the like 3D shots of the camera moving around. I don't know how much you'll pick it up on like if you're playing on your iPhone or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice little touch.
I'm loving this tier 3 skin of Vox. It's really beautiful. Like he's still a pirate, I guess. Like if you see the back of Vox has the double sword and the skull
Right.
thing, and he's so futuristic too.
Yeah, he's future pirate here.
Yeah, yeah, that might be true. With the blonde hair, it's really beautiful.
Do you play a lot of Vox? You said you.
Not really. I'm a support main.
Okay.
And if I have a hero that I never played before, it's gonna be Vox, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really bad at Vox.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I just need to just. I feel like if I'm gonna main someone in 1.17, I may main Vox. I may just bite the bullet and just spam them whenever I can. Just because.
I mean,
of the
that's what you should do if you want to get better at a
Right.
certain hero.
Because yeah, I never jumped on the Vox bandwagon when he was super strong, and he's still strong. So
That was a 1.
since he's
1.7?
been introduced, yeah.
Yeah,
Ever since he's been in the game.
that was like a crazy Vox.
Yeah.
You could 1v3 easily.
So now's the time to become a Vox main with this tier 3 skin. People will at least be scared of you if you have the skin too. They'll be like, that guy knows what he's doing.
I know, right? When I play, when I go up, like against some players who have the tier 3 skins, I was like, these guys are gonna be good.
Right.
Sometimes I end up winning, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
that's
But still that like the scare factor of just like having that tier 3 skin, you're kind of like, oh, I'm a little imitated here. Like, oh, yikes. I don't want to fight
you
you.
intimidate your enemies, and then you have fun with your awesome looking hero too.
Yeah. The last skin that was introduced in this patch is the Killer Bunny Rona skin. This is a seasonal skin. Once 1.17 is gone, this skin will be gone likely forever until they do like some sort of like release from the vault. So
Yeah.
now's your time to pick it up. And basically you can get the skin for free. Right now we're recording this podcast. I should get in here and play my win of the day because you'll get a Rona card. And you need 20 Rona cards to unlock this skin. So every day you can unlock, or you can get a card to unlock the skin, and then she's yours for free. You can get Rona for free. This is fantastic.
Let me start by saying this. This Rona skin, the Killer Bunny Rona, is my best skin in Vainglory.
Wow. Okay.
It's looking awesome, man. I mean, if you see the thing and the fur above Rona and
Yeah.
everything about it, the creativity that's in this skin is crazy. I love it. Even though I don't play Rona, I'm gonna get this one for sure. And as you said, you can get it for free. You just have to play one game per day, and you have almost 30 days till this season ends.
Yeah. So there's no reason to. For one, you shouldn't have the skin at the end of this patch, and you can jump on your. I know many people who listen to this podcast, and many of the people that play Vainglory have multiple accounts. You can get this skin for free on all these accounts. Like all you have to do is play the game. That's
Yeah, and you have some room at the end of the season too, as Playoff Beard said today. You can get some card boxes at the end of the season that they're gonna provide.
Yeah, because we roughly have 28 days. This is kind of what they said. So we know 1.18 will be here in about between 27 and 30 days, I think is probably the safe bet to say here.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably right.
So you have time, and yeah, if you miss a day, or maybe you have like Mother's Day is coming up and you couldn't play that day, oh, you missed out. Like you can always buy a card box and it'll have Rona cards in it, so you can pick up those extra cards that you need that way.
And you can be like, I love you, mom, but I gotta take one
Yeah,
game.
one quick game.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna win, so it won't matter. Yeah, no worries.
I'm not gonna ask you for $20 for this game.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I agree. This is my favorite skin of this patch. Like this just looks great, and it really it makes Rona look a little. It looks a little sexy. Like she looked tough before, and now she looks kind of cute.
I mean, cute with the killer bunny face above it. I don't know about that, but yeah, as you said, she looks really beautiful
Right.
and not so buffy as before.
Right. So those are all like the skin and cosmetic changes. We didn't get a new map skin this update. I believe it's still the double rainbow spring season one that's going on. So yeah, no map changes this time. But I like this. I like this bright map. So it's working well.
I'm loving this map so far.
Should we jump into some hero changes then? Because we got a few hero changes. Almost, yeah, I feel like half the heroes across the board got changed.
Yeah, this is a big change in 1.17. So let's jump to it.
Yeah, so at the top of the list was Alpha. I gotta say, I think in my last month of playing, I saw Alpha once in ranked games, and I was surprised when I saw her. Just she was not the strongest hero, and a lot of people still don't have a grasp on her. Did you see a lot of Alpha at all?
Well, aside from 1C,
Okay.
not a lot of alphas now.
Okay.
But I mean, it makes sense. Whenever Vainglory introduces a new hero, you kind of have to wait a little bit till people get grasp of it and learn how to do the combos and how to deal with the hero.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see like tons of alpha in the next few patches.
I think so. So at the top, her base damage was down just a little bit at max level. So not much. Most people will notice there. Her primer directive. This base damage, the crystal ratio was up from 80 to 90%, and then the damage per chord charge stack was up almost like from 60 to 90%. So that's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a huge up actually. I mean, you can tell that this hero is mainly CP carry, right?
Right.
Some people played weapon carry alphas in the past patch, but I think Super Evil Megacorp wants to make alpha mainly CP. I mean, you can still play weapon, but it's not gonna be as effective.
Yeah.
The CP makes sense with her kit.
Yeah, they like the idea of everyone having like the both routes, but there's always going to be one that kind of wins out. And so I think, yeah, you're right. CP kind of still is winning out here.
Yeah.
The core charge, the damage that Alpha was dealing to herself while the core overload was making it far too difficult for her to properly take fights against her enemies early on. So they moved some of the damage around on this. The negative % of her health per second debuff was removed. So she was she was losing health when she was getting attacked. So this was a weird, this is the overall thing with Alpha's kit. I feel like it was almost too complicated.
Yeah, and I'm loving this this idea of complicated heroes, which Super Evil Megacorp are doing lately. it takes more effort to master the hero, which is more fun.
Yeah, with any MOBA, as they move forward, heroes get more complicated. The point and click Ringo kind of heroes kind of go away for
Yeah,
these like skill shot and recharge, and you got to make sure you're in the fight at the right time kind of heroes, which is good because as more people learn the game, you shouldn't just be able to point, click, and win kind of thing, or point, touch, and win in
and
this case.
people know how hard it is to pull off a certain skill shot or a certain kill. So when you see these clutch plays at the VGL or VIS or VIPL, you know how hard it is, and it hypes you up. It's a lot of fun to watch.
So a lot of changes here in Core Charge. Like I've got to say I didn't play much alpha, so I'm not sure how this affects her much. But it looks like a lot of that healing and the health, the negative health aspects were kind of changed to kind of make her doing more damage versus the healing. Like which is kind of makes more sense. Like it's easier for as a viewer to, if you're watching in VGL, to understand like damage is happening. I don't understand why someone's healing versus the damage.
Yeah, since Alpha is a new hero and a complicated hero too, so you're gonna see a lot of changes, I believe, and it all makes sense too. Like the heal stack reduced to 25% against minions. So this makes sense. It was too much before.
Yeah. Interesting one here is the termination protocol. So this is when Alpha explodes. Before she would just stand still. She wouldn't be able to move. So now she'll have like a very slow movement speed here. So I don't know if we have it's less or it's more. It's slower than like a Shiver Steel or something like that, or a Frostburn. So it's you don't move very much.
Yeah, I played Alpha a couple of times, and this makes sense. I mean, when you do the termination protocol, you kind of stop and explode without affecting the enemies most of the time. So 30% is reasonable.
Yeah.
You can at least get a little bit closer to the enemies.
So these are some big changes for Alpha. So I think we may see her pop up a little here in 1.17. Catherine, a small change to her bubble here. This is now going to be treated as like buff damage. You would see Catherine's, you just pop that bubble and it would reveal Kestrels or sometimes Takas and things like that, because it was just damage, so they'd have to come out of it. And Catherine's bubble is giant, so it would just instantly reveal Kestrels and things like that, or it would steal jungle camps. I know if I was jungling with Catherine, like, do not use your bubble here. Like, there's no reason.
You gotta be careful when you hit those packs. Yeah.
So now her bubble's it's not gonna reveal Kestrel. It's not gonna steal jungle camps. It's really just a quality of life to Catherine and maybe some of the heroes that she's fighting against. Does that make sense?
As a big fan of Catherine, I love Catherine and her kit.
Yeah, I think
she's one of the originals too.
Yeah, Catherine is
this makes sense. I won't get pinged a lot to steal some camps.
Then next is Celeste, who I think is about to return to the meta here on the Halcyon Fold. So previous patch, the cooldown of the core collapse was reduced a little bit. And also, her heliogenesis stayed on the battlefield a little longer, which became incredibly annoying to play against. And now, the cooldown for this heliogenesis is also reduced at all levels. So not only do they stay really long on the field, she can also drop them faster. What?
This is a major key to Celeste players. I'm one of them. Celeste was my first main back in the day. I love her kit so much, and I'm glad she's back in the meta. I'm betting my money on Celeste to be back in the meta right now.
I think she's
go ahead.
Oh, she's just gonna be incredibly annoying like it's because heliogenesis costs like almost no energy. Like you're like, oh, she's out of energy. Oh, here's 2 heliogenesis. What?
Yeah, true. But in the other hand, people are getting much better when it comes to dodging the heliogenesis.
Okay.
Like if I play Vox, or if I play against Vox when I'm Celeste, he's gonna be dashing through my heliogenesis all the time.
All right. All right.
So it takes more skill to avoid the heliogenesis, and people are capable of doing it.
So we may see Celeste replace Scarf here as the mage carry in lane, but we'll have to see how things kind of sort themselves out. It's maybe a little too early to tell, but I think we'll see more of her.
I agree. I think we're gonna see more of Celeste, more Celeste than Scarf this patch.
Next up was Fortress. This dude has been too strong lately. Last 2 patches, it's been all about Fortress. I think I was almost getting sick of playing him. That's how much he's like, do I play Fortress? Do we want to win or do I want to have fun kind of thing?
Yeah, it got to that point. Exactly.
So his base damage is down just a little bit early levels.
His base damage wasn't the problem. I mean, I just done I just done the VIS stats infographic 2 days ago, which was published on VIS Twitter.
Okay.
And the first stats you'll find is Fortress was picked or banned 100% of all the matches this season.
Okay.
Yeah, so Fortress, there was too much Fortress in the previous patch.
All right. So it's his A ability, his Truth of the Tooth. The lifesteal is down from 3 at all levels to 2 at most levels unless you overdrive it, then it's at 3.
Yes.
And the damage is reduced slightly at max when you overdrive it. So really you're being rewarded on Truth of the Tooth for overdriving this ability, which makes a lot more sense. Like, it was just kind of, I don't need to put an extra point in this because it doesn't matter. And now it kind of matters here.
Yeah, now you have to pick carefully. Well, what ability are you gonna overdrive?
Yeah.
According to your teammates and your playstyle.
His B ability, the Law of the Claw, this just had a slight damage reduction, especially to the crystal ratio. So not a ton here, but maybe enough to just make him a little less of a monster.
Yeah, I've seen this happening when your jungle is way ahead of the enemy's jungle. Fortress just skip all the utilities and the health items and go straight for an aftershock.
Yeah.
Which makes your jungle even more stronger, and the enemy team doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
This patch, I don't know if we're gonna see a lot of aftershock Fortress, to be honest.
He basically became like kind of the tank Kashka build that we saw before.
Oh, you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
an aftershock and a bunch of utilities and health. Yeah.
That's all Fortress needed, and he could just, everyone would die as they run away because they're bleeding.
Make everyone bleed.
Yeah. And then his Attack of the Pack, the ultimate where the wolves chase everyone that's on the Halcyon Fold. This was reduced, I feel like, quite a bit at every level. And the wolf's health was reduced just a little bit too. And so this was nice because the wolves were hard to kill. In the previous patch, they changed it so abilities like Celeste's Heliogenesis and Scarf Spitfires would allow them to kill because the Attack of the Pack could just take out mages with no problem.
Exactly.
An ultimate could kill a mage before a mage could kill.
And you simply can't fight with the wolves on top of you. It's too much of a bleed, and it's gonna take you down.
Yes.
So this makes sense.
Yeah, if you were on comms or voice with your teammates, it's like kill the wolves first, then we fight. Like, don't fight with the wolves. Like,
yeah, that's what we have been seeing actually. If you watch like the VGL, the VIS, you see that the pro supporters, if you play against Fortress, like Flash, he rushes a Warhorn.
Yeah.
He goes straight for that Warhorn. So whenever Fortress have his ultimate available, he just rushes back, kite them back,
That makes
kill the
sense.
wolves first. You can't fight the enemy team with the wolves on top of you.
So hopefully this is enough to kind of bring Fortress down a little bit, and not.
I
be
believe
that-
we're still gonna see some Fortress, but not as much since Catherine is back.
Okay.
In the meta. Yeah.
Nice. And then next up was Jewel. This was just a quality of life to her heroic perk, and this makes like so much sense after I think Z-Kent was explaining it. So the whole idea of Jewel was if you were fighting her head on, she's in a giant mech, which is all metal, and then her back was kind of exposed, so she should take more damage from behind versus the front. And I know playing her on stream, people will be like, why'd you turn away? You should have stayed attacking her. But when you're playing her, it doesn't feel that way. You feel like you're taking the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
And now you're actually going to feel like, oh, you turned back because you're being attacked. You took way more damage.
I mean, I love this concept so much. It's so creative. I mean, if you look at Jewel, that's totally true. Her front is all metal and armored, and you feel like you can't damage this hero that much. But from the back, she's all exposed.
Yeah.
And when I saw an OP Jewel for the first time, which was Von C in the first VGL, if you remember,
Yeah.
he played crazy Jewel. So if you watch the replays and the VODs, you can tell that he's facing the enemy on purpose because he knows that you're gonna take much less damage than if you run away.
So this change, I feel like it's really good, but I feel like it's going to hurt Jewel at first. Like, Jewel was not in the 1.17 meta, and people are going to have to take some time to get used to this, and we may see her as 1.17 kind of settles out, we may see her come back in. But her gaining armor and shield from facing the front, that's up, so that may help her a little bit, but she still gets bursted down very quickly.
I mean, you would be surprised of how the pro players get adjusted with fixes like this.
Okay.
I bet we're gonna see a lot of Jewel.
Oh, okay.
Because the 55 armor to 150 armor is
It's quite a bit, yeah.
that's a lot of armor and shield. So yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of Jewel, and we're gonna see crazy players doing Jewel the right way, facing the enemy team. Don't run away.
But I think in those like maybe hotness and below, like Jewel, I think seeing her and playing her that way, you're scared. I feel like most people are scared to fight. They're not all the pro players that like, hey, we're going in, let's fight them. I'm gonna run away because I'm getting attacked. So
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the fortified health with Rhyme. Like your health is so little that you can't see, and if you keep fighting, you might as well take the enemy team, which when he has like half health.
Yeah.
So people got hold of this real quick.
Yeah. So
I think they're gonna do clutch plays with Jewel this patch.
all right. I hope so. I like playing Jewel. She's fun.
She's a lot of fun, yeah.
Kestrel had a little bit of change to her overall kit. They love Super Evil loves this active camo, her stealth ability, and this is, I think, a very important part of Kestrel, because getting people in your active camo and exploding them and doing a bunch of damage is kind of the best part about her. Either landing the one shot, one kill, or blowing people up in this invisible field is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a push away, but pulling the right active camo damage takes a lot of skill.
So
And when I saw Mike of
yeah,
Mutiny Organization, when he played against TSM in the VIS, he pulled off a crazy active camos. I mean, whenever he did that, I was jumping on my seat. It was so beautiful to watch, really. When you see Super Evil Megacorp buffing this ability, I'm a fan. Like, I want to see more clutch active camos.
yeah. So they buffed that a little bit, but they kind of took down some armor piercing on her, just basic damage and her one shot, one kill. So hopefully, it's basically a lot of always we see changes from Super Evil that kind of reward good plays and hurt like just the general play, and that's what the hero should
You,
do.
you don't want to go against like an average Kistral who's gonna just spam the glimmer shots on your face and you're gonna be dead in a few seconds.
Yeah,
So the armor pierce nerf makes sense because you want to be able to counter build Kistra
right.
before you simply can't because she's gonna pierce your armor. When you have like a metal jacket, it doesn't matter to Kistra.
For sure.
Now it makes sense.
And then Ozo, this dude is like Phinn. Like, he's so much fun to play. If you ever get a chance to play him, if you're in a casual or even in Battle Royale, and you get to play you get to play Ozo, you are excited because that's just what Ozo. He's such a fun character.
It can't get any better than jumping around the
Yeah.
fault, right? Jumping on heroes' heads.
Right.
So much fun.
If you know how to land the acro bounce and you can hit all three of them, man, that's great.
Yeah, before the previous patch, Ozo was not that strong. I mean, Ozo pairs really well with Adagio.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get the damage buff, you're gonna get the slow, and you already have the gap closers, crazy gap closers with Ozo. So it made sense, but no one played Ozo by himself
No.
without the Adagio and succeeded, I believe.
So there's a lot of number changes on this one, and I'd recommend looking at the patch notes if you want to play Ozo. But the general principle is they kind of want him to be this tanky bruiser, almost similar to maybe how you might play Rona,
Yeah.
where you're gonna go in the fight and you're gaining health back, but you're doing a lot of damage, and that's what it should feel like to do Ozo. You can jump in and then maybe kind of get out, or like your initiator, you're going in first, and you shouldn't die right away.
Yeah, you kind of want to pair Ozo with the mage laner probably, so you would be able to jump on heroes, pierce them down, take all the damage and absorb it, and let your mage do his or her thing from distance.
But the best change in my mind is on his ultimate. The speed increase on Bangarang has been increased because it is the most awful feeling when you use that and someone walks out of range.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, it was the easiest ultimate to reflex. Reflex block.
It's so sad because then as Ozo, you're basically doing an ultimate that's like, hey, I'm gonna come in and hang out with you guys. Can you kill me? Like,
Yeah, you just you kind of just want to walk into their team and do a 1v3 without doing anything. Yeah.
So get ready for more Ozo. I don't know if this makes him good enough for 1.17. I think it's a good step in the right direction, if anything.
I kind of see Ozo building like a Sorrow Blade, then a couple of tier 3 defensive items, then finish it with a breaking point or something that amplifies your damage over time, because you're gonna stay a lot of time in the fight.
Yeah, okay. And Petal keeps getting small tweaks. She's slowly getting to where she probably should be. Her overall damage was just increased a little bit, and then her heal from spontaneous combustion was brought down a little bit. You still don't see a lot of Petals. Every once in a while, someone will bust one out, and you either get wrecked or you destroy them very easily. There's not a lot of one-sided fights with pedals, it seems, right now.
Yeah, before we used to see like Piddle is came out like a lot of patches ago. It's Piddle is not a new hero at
No,
all.
she's been in here since almost the beginning. Yeah, since I've been playing, she's been there.
Yeah, yeah, she's been around for a long time, but she's been tweaked right and left, and I saw a lot of Piddle like 2 patches ago when people wanted to counter Crow
Yeah,
because you can just jump away and
trampoline away.
keep
Yeah.
trampoline away. You can keep kiting Crow and he's gonna die eventually. So yeah, I think we're gonna see more Piddle this season.
nice.
This patch, sorry.
And then Rhyme, who became towards the end of 1.16, he was the banned out every game that I was in. People just they couldn't deal with him. Like, there's something about Rhyme where you just don't know how to fight him, and then all of a sudden it's like what Cruel was at one point. Where like I don't know how to fight him, guys. Like he just killed me, and now he killed my whole team.
Yeah. You saw that highlight video of Gabe Vizzle when he won V3 Rage Fingers, I believe,
Yeah.
at their base. That was crazy. Like, he was almost quarter of a health.
Freaking Rhyme,
And he
man.
won
Yeah.
V3. So yeah, Rhyme was a bit OP with the fortified health.
So all
And he dominated jungle pretty much.
because his clear time is amazing. Like, he can clear jungle so fast. But now his damage on all of his abilities has been decreased quite a bit. So I feel like the Rhyme day might be over, but he's still gonna be tough to deal with. Like, the fortified health he gets, although it's down quite a bit, it's still like fortified health is a weird ability that you just don't always know how to deal with or underestimate even.
Yeah, because you can't tell if I hit him with my B as a glaive, for example, how much health he's gonna lose depending on my build.
Right.
Because he's gonna hit you again and get his health back. So, yeah, it's a hard thing to deal with.
So we may still see some Rhymes, but I don't think you need to ban him out every game now in the middle tiers where you were starting to see him being played a lot more.
Yeah, I think he's not going away for good. I think he's gonna be used to counter certain heroes. For example, glaive.
Right.
Like with the numbers change and the damage decrease, I think he's still viable versus the glaive.
And then Scarf, who was the mage of choice. Like, I was banning Scarf out mainly because I just didn't want to play against him. We're seeing that. Like, if you didn't pick Scarf, someone else would pick Scarf. He was pretty strong in 1.16. But his damage on Spitfire, that's been brought down a little bit, and the initial damage from Goop has been brought down just slightly. I think enough that like you can actually stand there and fight for a moment longer, especially with all the heroes like Alpha or Glaive or Rhyme, that they're heroes that just we have to fight close together, and Scarf would just melt them all.
Exactly. I mean, Scarf is pretty much all skill shots.
Yeah.
All the abilities are skill shots.
Yeah.
So it takes skill to pull off a good Scarf. But yet the pro players are crazy skilled lately. Like you see a lot of clutch plays on all tournaments. So Scarf was crazy OP with the damage and the CP ratios.
It's a small map. There's not that many places to go. So like, I'll Spitfire here. You're either going to run here or to the right. Like, you either go left or right. Like, there's no other option.
Yeah, even if you play with Ataka, which is a really good counter to Scarf, Scarf is just gonna stand there and spit fire on Ataka's face and melt him down, even with the high burst damage of Taka. So yeah, it was a bit high.
And then Sky, she just had a minor tweak to her forward barrage, just a little bit. I think the Sky players, this shouldn't affect you too much. Sky did do a lot of damage, though. You kind of underestimated forward barrage, so hopefully this helps a little bit going against her.
Sky, I would say Sky is in a really good place.
Yeah.
The previous patch and this one too. It takes a lot of skill to pull off a good scarf. And if you are not used to scarves and her mechanics, you're just gonna die every single team fight. So yeah, I can see the lock-on damage bonus crystal ratio down from 18 to 15 is a good change to Sky.
And then the last hero that got changed in 1.17 was Vox. This was really mainly just a bug fix. They fixed a bug where he could apply an extra basic attack. But the weird one is his wait for it is ultimate. The silence was moved to the second shockwave, which is kind of a strange thing. Like, I don't know what the first wave just applying the residence now? And
well, since I'm a horrible Vox player, I can't comment on that. But what I really like about it is the silence becoming with the next wave.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Before, it's impossible to block the silence from Vox.
Yeah,
you gotta be like really lucky, or you know your enemy very well that he's gonna ult right now, so you just crucible with your whole team. But it was pretty much impossible to crucible his ult. Yeah.
I bet they haven't fixed that bug though, where he still sets off his ultimate if he dies. But still, that's its own problem that no one seems to talk about.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about this one.
But that's all the hero changes in 1.17. I do find it funny that we get a new Rona skin, who Rona has been at the bottom of every patch or every update list for a long time, and then we didn't even see a change to her in 1.17.
But Rona was not played very much in the past patch because Rhyme was dominating jungle.
Okay.
I think the nerfs to Rhyme are gonna bring Rona a little bit back to the meta. Okay. Yeah, I can see more Rona this patch.
Okay. I think there's some item changes, but the other thing I wanted to mention before we wrap this up was just the scout trap change, or was it the flare change or the scout trap change? The vision change. Sorry, they're all
the vision. Yeah,
they're all applied at the same. The scout trap flares, they're all vision. But this is a fog of war kind of change. So you will not be able to know now what the enemy team is buying or building or even doing unless you have vision on them with a scout trap from a flare or with direct vision of like you see the enemy right there in front of you. Then you can check the scoreboard, you can see what they have, you can see what they bought. If you have something in the shop by the jungle, you can check their minion, their CS score and things like that. This is, I think, how it should have always been. This is a fantastic change.
I'm a big fan. Big fan of this change, because before you just start with seeing the scoreboard and you know immediately which carry is gonna go in which routes, like CP or weapon, so you play accordingly. Now this is kind of a buff to contraption, in my opinion, because vision now is so fatal to your team. If you have no vision, you're not gonna win. As simple as that.
And it benefits the teams or the player that decides to troll their team and not build not a contraption, a banner, not build a support item first where they get gold, because you'd see someone not build their Iron Guard contract first, and they'd be like, oh, they didn't build that, let's attack them because they're not going to have any gold.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it gives some room to errors like that.
Like, oh, well, because if you know someone bought a flare and a potion like most of the supports do, it's like, okay, well, they got vision, but now I don't know, did they buy 2 potions? Did they buy a mine? Like, what did they buy in order to...
Did they have infusions, which is like a big deal if you know your enemies having infusions or not before the team fight. This is a big change, and I think people need more time to adjust with this.
Yeah, this is good. This is going to affect a lot of people. Like vision, buy vision. If you don't, even if you're not the support, buy vision. Like ward, put a scout trap in your lane bush. Like just help your team. Like buy a flare. Like just check things. If you have extra 50, 25 gold and an extra slot, like pick something up.
Yeah, before it was only to know your enemy's position. Are they invading? Are they taking gold mine? Are they doing this or that? Now it's more important. It's fatal. You have to place the scout traps, and you have to have flares available at times, because you can't initiate without knowing what they're building.
Yeah.
They might just picked up some infusions at shop, and you initiate on them without infusions, and you're gonna get melted so easily. So yeah, I think teams now have to prioritize invading the enemy jungle and place some scout traps, just to know where their position and what they are building. Keep track of that.
Yeah. Yeah, build vision. Keep track of that. There's a lot of changes here in 1.17. I'll recommend going and reading the notes. Like that's the important thing as you jump into any new update. When you get a new game download, like go skim the patch notes. Even if you don't play Vox, like look to see like, oh, how did my favorite hero change? What do I need to know going into this? Like there's just all these kind of changes that really affect your game and gameplay, and just knowing this as we're moving forward, because this patch sets the stage for what's coming, because by 1.19, 1.20, we're going to see like a totally different game. And knowing that's coming and some of the infrastructure, the backend that they put in place here, it just makes it very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna, you don't have to be a pro or a competitive player to keep track of the patch notes. Even if you are a casual player, I think you have to go to vainglorygame.com and read the 1.17 patch notes. Even if you don't play Vox, or if you don't play Silas, for example, you're gonna face Silas and you're gonna face Vox. So you kind of want to be in check of what their changes and what they're capable of doing to you.
For sure. Well, this was awesome, man. Thank you for joining me. It's good to get a sense of what Team Phoenix is up to and what you're doing for them. So I really appreciate you taking some time this week to chat with me.
Sure, man. I mean, it's a pleasure. I've been watching Shatter the Vein episodes week by week. You're doing a phenomenal job. Your guests are always fun and enriching the episode with informations and good content. So I'm really proud to be in this episode, and I really thank you for that.
Thanks. So where can people get in touch with you and Team Phoenix outside of this podcast?
Well, we have our website for Team Phoenix, which is phoenixvainglory.com.
Okay.
And we have the VIS website too, which is visleague.com. And for me personally, I have Twitter, which is Boixoss Nois. You'll get the spelling on the screen probably.
Right, yeah. Now I'll include a link in this post as well, so everyone go over there and should follow you and check out the great designs that you're doing for Phoenix and VIS.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in designs and logos and these stuff, I'm posting some stuff there.
Cool. And then you can follow Shatter the Vein on Twitter at Shatter the Vein. The website shatterthevein.com. All these episodes get posted there. The links to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Like however you want to watch or listen to the show, it's there. And so then I'll be back with episode 96 here soon. We're getting close to 100. I got something planned. Been talking to some people, so keep an eye out for that. Just like maybe not even 4 weeks away if I was putting on an episode a week, because we put out 3 this week, so we'll see how quickly we get there. But thanks everyone for listening or watching, and be back soon. Take care.
Shatter the Vein.
Let's get this over with.